Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning everyone. Okay, so I hope everyone are in the best of health. Okay, so for today, for this week, so we won't have a synchronous class. So meaning to say, I will record the video in advance beforehand, and then basically you just watch the video whenever you are free. Okay, so last week we talked about the introduction to academic writing, and then we reviewed the course outline, and we get to know each other. Okay, so for today, we will be studying about what is academic writing. Okay, so what makes academic writing is different from another type of writing. Okay, so first we will be talking about the characteristics of academic writing. Okay, so there are a few characteristics that we have in academic writing. Okay, the first one, they are planned and focused. Okay, the aim of academic writing is to answer the question and demonstrates an understanding of the subject. And then academic writing is also structured, so meaning to say they have a certain what do we call certain way to do academic writing. Okay, it is coherent. Coherent meaning to say there is relation between the first paragraph and then the second paragraph. So meaning to say we can see the idea clearly and smoothly. Okay, for example, okay, during the at the first paragraph you mentioned something, and then when you move on to the second paragraph, so the second paragraph must has correlation with the first one. Okay, so that is the second one. They are coherent, written in a logical order and brings together related point and materials. Okay, next one. This is important, which is evidence. So whatever you claim in academic writing, so whatever you write, so you have to have evidence. What does it mean? You have to demonstrate knowledge of the subject area, supports opinions and arguments with evidence, and is referenced accurately. Okay, they are evidence based. And then, okay, later I'll show you some example. Okay, and then they are formal in tone and style. So you have to use appropriate language and tenses, and the language should be clear, concise, and balanced. Okay, so what does it mean by evidence now? Okay, so here we are talking about the reference and citation. Okay, for example, you are when you claim something, for example, you are saying that Malaysia Malaysia is the best country to learn language. Malaysia is the best country to learn language. Okay, this is just an example. Okay, this is a strong claim. So you are claiming and you are saying that Malaysia is the best country, not other country. Okay, in this case, you have to cite, which is this is citation, where you take this. Okay, whenever you claim something, so it must be supported by other evidence. For example, who said this in a research paper? For example, it could be Jamal in 2019, and then another person said the same, which is, for example, Aini 2021. So this is what it means by citation and reference. So you have to give credit to whoever have done this research, and then we are not academic writing is not based on our it is not just based on our opinion. It has to be supported, as we mentioned here. They are structured, and then they are evidence based. Okay. And then another person or another people disagree with this statement. On the other hand, another findings found the opposite. So meaning to say there are some researchers saying that Malaysia is the worst country to learn language. Let's say someone says that. On the other hand, another findings found the opposite. Okay, which is okay. You have to refer to that person. For example, Vinusha. Vinusha say this. Say this. Okay, 2021. So this is what it means by reference and citation. Okay, so for those who have learned academic writing, maybe during your diploma study, so you might be familiar with what I am talking about reference and citation. Okay, academic and non-academic. So academic articles. So what are academic writing? What are academic articles? So academic articles are written by professionals in a given field. They are edited by the author's peers and often take years to publish. Their language is formal and will contain words and terms typical to the field. The author's name will be present, as will their credentials. So there will be a list of references to indicate where the author obtained the information she or he is using in the article. So the writer can explain a specific subject matter by providing his or her own point of view. It includes scholarly essays, research papers, dissertations, and etc. Okay, so this is what does it mean by academic writing? Okay, so for non-academic writing, so this is simple, which is are written by for the mass public. So they are published quickly and can be written by anyone. Their language is informal, casual, and may contain slang. The author may not be provided and will not have any credential listed. There will be no reference list. These types of articles are mostly personal, impressionistic, emotional, or subjective in nature. So it includes magazine articles, personal or business letters, novels, websites, text messages, and etc. Are some examples of non-academic writing. Okay, so to make it simpler, so this is the differences between academic writing and general writing. Okay, so academic writing is used in research projects, conference papers, essay, abstracts, reports, and etc. For general writing, it's used in letters, emails, newspaper articles, diary, journal entries, and etc. Okay, academic writing, we use formal, objective, and concise language. And then in general writing, we use informal, semi-formal language. And in academic writing, we are not allowed to use slang. Okay, example of slang is like short form, like want to, like wanna, got to, gotta. So that one are not acceptable in academic writing. Okay, in general writing we can use slang and then does not use contractions. For general writing we can use contractions, and academic writing we always use referencing and citation. And then for general writing does not usually use referencing and citation. Okay, so these are some more differences. Okay, we take a look at the definition. Academic writing is a formal and impersonal style of writing that is intended for a scholarly or academic audience. So the audience is academia, okay, people who involve in academic, and then for non-academic writing, the aims is the mass public. Okay, and then the purpose is to inform the readers with solid evidence. Okay, we want to inform the readers and then we bring together with evidence, with proof, so that people will believe on what we are saying. And then for non-academic writing, the aims or the purpose is to inform or entertain or persuade the readers. And then, okay, examples. Yeah, basically they are the same as what I have discussed previously. Okay, so now it's time for you to decide, is it academic or non-academic writing? I think this is a corporate magazine. Okay, is it academic or non-academic? So based on the definition just now. Okay, this is the first one. Okay, the second one. This one is a business. Okay, same. This is magazine. Business magazine. Is it academic or non-academic? This one is a thesis. A thesis submitted in partial fulfillment of the requirement for the degree in Master of Education. Okay, thesis. Is it academic or non-academic? Okay, next one. I think this is a bullet diary or journal. bullet journal, personal one. So is it academic or non-academic? Okay, this one is part of the journal article. Students with learning disabilities. Is it academic or non-academic? Next one is a research paper. Is it academic or non-academic? Okay, this one is a clip from Twitter, I think. Yeah, this is Twitter. Okay, is it academic or non-academic? Okay, so in case you have any question regarding what does it mean by academic and then non-academic, so you can ask me personally, or maybe you can ask in WhatsApp group. Okay, so next we are moving to academic integrity. So academic integrity means avoiding plagiarism and cheating among other misconduct behaviors. Academic integrity is practiced in the majority of educational institutions. It is noted in mission statements, policies, procedures, and honor codes. Okay, so in academic writing, uh, the biggest, okay, we can say this is a big sin for you to do is plagiarize. So plagiarize means you copy and paste. You copy and paste someone's idea without giving any credit to the real author. So that is plagiarize, and maybe yeah, there are a few types of plagiarism, but then the common one that is done by students is you copy and paste without giving the reference or without citing the authors. Okay, so in this university, AIU, okay, it is stated in the guidebook, in your handbook for student. So if you find to be guilty because of plagiarism, copy and paste, uh, you might, the lecturers, okay, so if you are found guilty because of plagiarism, so the lecturers have, or the university management have the authority to kick you out from your study. So as we can say that plagiarism is a very serious offense, so you should avoid doing so. Okay, so these are some ethics of academic writing. So first one, try to avoid plagiarism, and then avoiding the weaknesses of bias and exclusive language, such as sexist, racist, homophobic. And then we have to include many different viewpoints, and then you have to cite sources properly, and then respect and take seriously the opinions and beliefs of others. So explain other opinions fully and clearly without bias. So this one we are talking about the citation style. So we have a few citation style. So most we can say that most of institutions in Malaysia, so we are using APA style of citation. So in our university, we are using APA this one. Okay, try to avoid overly emotional words, euphemism, and other types of loaded language. Okay, so I would like to introduce you with one of the application we call as Turnitin. Turn it in. Okay, how does Turnitin works? Okay, so basically, once you write, when you come up with your essay or when you come up with your research paper, you are required to submit your paper into this software we call as Turnitin. Okay, so once you submit, it will take around 24 hours, okay, for the application to detect if you have copy and paste. Okay, let's take a look at the first one. Okay, what Turnitin will do is they will highlight the one that you copy and paste, and then they will give the reference on where did you copy this one, where did you get this information. Okay, and then see the blue one, so we are referring to the blue one. Okay, so for this animals National Geography 14%, and then from this source, the second one 12%, Pro Solutions 12%, Animals Partner 7%. So meaning to say, okay, in total, this person copy and paste 45%. So meaning to say almost half of the paper is plagiarized. So basically, you just take from here, 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 and there, from this book, from this article, from this journal, and then you combine everything, put in your paper. So this one we consider as plagiarism. So you should not do that. Okay, so yes, you take the information, You extract the information from book, from journal, but then you cannot just copy and paste. So you have to paraphrase. So later we learn how do we avoid plagiarism and what should we do and what not what shouldn't be do, what shouldn't be done. Okay, so this one is 45%, which is unacceptable. So basically, your paper is full of copy and paste from here and there. So if this percentage, okay, 45% is high. So the acceptable one is 30%, 30%. So if 45%, some lecturers might fail you because it's copy and paste. It's not your work. Okay, this is the second one. This is the example of good paper. Okay, for example, okay, you have submitted the whole paper, and then the report generated say that only this part is same with the other source in internet. So it turned out your paper only have 2%. This is the example of good paper, which shows that you don't copy and paste, you don't plagiarize. Okay, so this is Turnitin. Okay, so next week you will have a session with the library, AIU library. So they will do it online too. Okay, so they will demonstrate to you on how to use Turnitin and then the other application, which I cannot remember, for referencing and for citation. So yeah, so next week you will not see me. We will have session with library. So this one is important for academic writing students. Okay, so the stages of writing process. We are now currently at the pre-writing, so we are just about to warm up. Okay, so we try to brainstorm about what you and your group would like to do. And then at this stage, you will be doing the critical reading and then clustering idea. Okay, so we now at this stage, pre-writing. And then after we are done with pre-writing, we move to the drafting and then last one, editing. Okay, so you will have your first assignment, which you have to do in a group. Okay, we are here at pre-writing. Okay, so what you have to do is, okay, so this is the instruction, which is the investigation essay outline, which carries 15%. So in a group, discuss and choose one topic related to education. Okay, so by using the outline given, fill in the necessary details. Okay, I will explain and show you some example. And make sure to use only the academic sources as your reference. Okay, the due date is 6 November on Saturday. Is it Saturday, 6 November? So you have around 2 weeks to work on this outline. Okay, so the topic or theme, it must involve around education. I don't want you to involve or to mention about law or about politics or about finance. We just focus on education. Okay, please write down your group member's name together with their student ID. Okay, next one, the working title. Okay, so the title, you may discuss with your group mates and then come up with one title. Okay, for example, okay, something involved in education. I would say, okay, example is language anxiety among international students. English language anxiety. English language anxiety among international students. Okay, so this is the title that I proposed. Okay, so the thesis statement, basically thesis statement, we are talking about your stand. So what is your stand? Okay, so my thesis statement is, I would say, this is my idea. Okay, based on my reading or based on my observation, I would say that many, most Most of international students experience anxiety 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 when learning English. Okay, this is my stand. I say that most of international students experience anxiety when learning English. Okay, or your thesis statement might be otherwise. So you are saying that English language is not a big deal. So your idea is most of international students do not experience anxiety when learning English. So that also might be a thesis statement. So what is your stand? So what usually thesis statement is one word. No, no, sorry, one sentence. So what is your stand? So what is the main idea? Okay, so next one we are talking about okay, introduction. Okay, introduction. So general statement in general. So what we are talking about? So we are talking maybe it could be anything. It could be about language anxiety, not necessarily English. Okay, what does it mean by language anxiety? And maybe you would like to explain on how does language anxiety affect students and affect the learning, and then the background information, and then the definition of language, and definition of anxiety, what is the reason behind it, and what is the problem or what is the issue. Okay, so when students have anxiety, so it affect their personal, it affect their behavior, it affect the learning itself, so that might be the issue. Okay, but okay, I would like to remind you, this is academic writing, so this is not just a general essay where you come up with your own idea. So what you have to do is, okay, you have to find the idea or the point from any academic sources. Okay, for example, you read some research paper and then that person say, okay, language anxiety affects students' behavior. Okay, so you put it there. Okay, in this is outline, so you can copy and paste. But when it comes to a real essay, after this, so you cannot copy and paste. So you will have to do some paraphrasing and then citation style. We will learn it later. Okay, so for this one, for the detail, okay, let me show some example. Language anxiety in online learning. Okay, let's see. Okay, so for example, this person, he is saying that okay, he is saying that there is language anxiety, especially during online learning. Okay, so you copy and paste what the person is saying, and then also mention, also put it the source. Okay, for example, okay, based on your reading, you found out that uh, the problem is students face and students feel anxious when learning English online. Thus, it affects their personal, their behavior in terms of learning and interpersonal communication. Okay, let's say. Okay, so this one, okay, who said this? Victoria in 2020. So Victoria 2020. Okay, this person said so. And then, okay, the source is from here. Okay. So the template is pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So you just fill in all the details and then the writer's point of view, POV, point of view. So what do you think? Okay, this is based on your opinion. So how would you describe this situation? Maybe you would say that online language anxiety can be avoided or can be decreased by having by encourage students to participate more, or maybe you can say that by lessening the exam. or by changing the assessment. So that is your idea based on your reading. Okay, main idea one. Okay, since there are five of you, so each person, please just take one. Okay, for example, main idea one, all of these, only one person will do it. And then main idea two, another person do it. Okay, so main idea three. So in total, we have five, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, first we are talking about the introduction, main idea one, main idea two, main idea three, main idea four, and then conclusion. So six. So we have six. So in case there are only five of you, so omit one, which means don't do the main idea four. Okay, no need to do that. Okay, just move to conclusion. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I would like to touch a bit on the conclusion. Okay, rephrase thesis statement. Okay, rephrase basically you take back your thesis statement and then in another word, how would you say it? And then summary of the essay, you just summarize everything in short. And then the suggestions or the recommendation. What would you suggest to avoid the problem from worsening? Or maybe what would you recommend for the others to look into about this topic, about this issue? Okay, so that's pretty much of it for today. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. Okay, in case you have any question, please ask me straight away. Okay, and then as I mentioned in our last class, so you might want to utilize Google Docs for you to meet online and then you can edit together. Okay, class, thank you for listening and Assalamualaikum. Have a nice day. See you the following week.